Welcome back to Good Day State Line. Tim Mahoney is back for the latest on Brittney's conservatorship. Good morning, Tim.
Good morning. Good morning.
Thanks
How
for
are
coming.
you?
Good.
It is my pleasure. First of all, congratulations on the enormity of your success. Your show's going every day. That's spectacular. I'm so excited for you.
Yeah.
So last time we were here, Brittney had presented in court, I think she was there by phone,
Yes.
and had made a ton of very scathing accusations. Now, nothing had been filed in the court system, so the
Right.
judge said, look, you're going to have to file some things, and then we're going to come back. So number one, she hired her own attorney. Now, remember, at the very beginning of this whole conservatorship, the judge made a determination that she was not capable of hiring her own attorney. So that's one big change that we've seen. So she hired her lawyer. Her lawyer filed all kinds of things. Petition to terminate the conservatorship. First time that that's ever been brought up in court, that she wanted the conservatorship terminated.
Okay.
And after she did this presentation where she made all these accusations, the co-conservator for the estate, the trust, bailed. They said,
Bessemer Trust.
yes, they said, see you later. And when they did that, they said, it was our understanding that this was a consent conservatorship. So that also shows us that at the beginning of this, Brittney did in fact consent to the conservatorship. Now there's arguments about why she did that,
Yeah.
but she did that. So they said, if this isn't a consent situation, we're gone. So they're out. So now Dad is the sole conservator with regards to her estate, the money, and this lady, Mrs. Montgomery, is the conservator of her person, okay? Brittney files a petition to terminate the conservatorship, petition to get rid of Dad, and is basically suing Dad, saying that he misappropriated funds and did a whole bunch of stuff that he wasn't supposed to do, so he's supposed to do a whole accounting, all right? So all of that has happened.
Okay.
Right, and she's got a lawyer, and her lawyer is a well-known...
He's like a hotshot Hollywood lawyer.
She hired the big deal, right? He's in front of the camera. He's very aggressive. So all the questions are going to get asked with this guy, right? That's going to happen. Now, the next thing that happens is then Dad issues a press release essentially saying that he spoke to Miss Montgomery and she's very concerned about Brittney and she's breaking down and blah, 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 blah. Miss Montgomery then comes out and says, no, that's not what I said. I did express some concerns about long-term health for Brittney because she's had some certain health issues for sure. So I expressed concerns about that, but my words to Dad were misconstrued. So Brittney's attorney recently filed a petition asking to move up the hearing to make it quicker, and the court said no, we've got our date scheduled. Now this is a lot to go through, okay?
Yeah.
And it's not just one hearing, it's a series of things. Do we remove Dad? Do we remove the conservatorship, period? And then the whole issue of Dad's misappropriation of funds.
Right. Those
are three completely separate things. And the court may deal with them at the same time, but may deal with them separately. But that's where we're at now. And Miss Montgomery, there isn't any accusations against her other than Brittney has said, I want the conservatorship gone, but she clearly wants Dad gone, and she's going to sue Dad.
There really has been a lot, which is, I don't want to say funny, but funny because we were talking about how, we don't have another court date until the end of September. What are we going to talk about with Tim next time he comes in? And I'm like, a lot happened.
A lot has happened, and there's a lot to still happen. I mean, if they really go through all of these hearings, that's a lot. That's a lot to cover. But, the attorney's being smart. I mean, if we sue Dad for money, that gives Dad something to lose. So there's always this ability to have a negotiation of, hey, Dad, why don't you, walk away, and then we'll dismiss that. And I mean, Dad's comments about his daughter publicly, I mean, that's not appropriate for a conservator to say things like that. I mean, if you want to say something like that to a judge, that's different. But even then, the way that was couched, she's mentally sick, she's this, she's that. I mean, that's not what a conservator should be saying. A conservator should be saying, I'm worried. I'm worried about her.
Right.
I'm worried about what will happen if the conservatorship goes away. I mean, because the whole point of this is to protect her.
Right.
That's the whole point of what the court's there to do.
And if he's saying all that stuff, maybe that doesn't really look like he's in the, he'd like to protect her. It doesn't really look like that.
It doesn't look like that. Those comments were not, not appropriate. And before that, his comments always pretty much had been.
Yeah.
When he did make comments, first of all, not making a comment is completely appropriate if you're a conservator. Look, I'm not going to comment on this. I'm going to let the court decide what they're going to do, and I'm going to do my job. So commenting at all is a little bit questionable. But the comments that he made were certainly, I don't think appropriate for a conservator to make.
All right, so what advice do you have?
My last advice to Brittney, stay off Instagram. And this would be advice that I would give to anybody that's in the middle of a litigation. Now, I think that her presence on Instagram was a big part of what started all of
Yes.
this. And I'm glad it started for her, because whether or not, how this all came to be, if it's that there really was a feud going on, or maybe this just gave her the confidence to actually do
Right.
this. Miley Cyrus was the first one that said free Britney. She said it in the middle of a concert. It's good that these questions are getting asked. A conservatorship is a huge deal. It's very good that these questions are getting asked, but now I watch her on Instagram. I follow her on Instagram. If I could give her one piece of advice, it would be get off of Instagram. I don't think
well, maybe she's watching.
that would be great.
It would be awesome.
I don't think that helps her
I know.
at
I
this
agree
point.
with you. I've been following her too. So hopefully she says somebody else giving her that advice, and we will have you back on. Actually, I believe you're scheduled to be here when we come to Fox 39, 5:30 p.m. the day after her court hearing.
Yes.
So we will talk to you then. Thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me in.
When we come back, we are giving Plexiderm a try to see how it works to reduce under-eye bags and wrinkles. And later, Chip from Your CBD Store is back with some specialty CBD products. We'll be back in just a minute.
The preceding segment was sponsored by Mahoney and Mahoney,